complex and oh yeah. To catch the folks behind the dry river. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And wastefulness. You know the airport was to finish years ago. As far as I see, like it's on go slow. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And pompousness. But let me go so ring the bell. Comrade, ring the bell. Who ain't going to jail, they're going to hell. Ring the bell. Comrade, ring the bell. While we catch the tail, you doing well. Ring the bell, comrade, ring the bell. This time, man, we bound to break that bell. Ring the bell, comrade, ring the bell. We planning to give you a groundswell. I said to ring the thing, just ring the thing, just ring. And say you feel she bust. Before you blink your eye, case Nally plus. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And worthlessness. Michelle Andrews didn't tell no lie. You jam the poor girl hard until she cry. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And nastiness. And you fire Otto Sam. He had no job. Like you want the man to push drugs, thief or rob. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And viciousness. But let me go so ring the bell. Comrade, ring the bell. Who ain't going to prison? Going to hell. Ring the bell. Comrade, ring the bell. While we catch the tail, you doing well. Ring the bell. Comrade, ring the bell. This time, man, we bound to break that spell. Ring the bell. Comrade, ring the bell. Vincent Chance go give you a groundswell. I said to ring the thing, just ring the thing, just ring. There we go. You take away poor Marcus' property. And you wouldn't pay the man the damn money. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And wickedness. Look at how you're treating Bigger Big. You're treating Vincent Chance like they are pigs. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And wickedness. Why you wasting we tax money so? To pay them all men up on Star Radio. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And wickedness. Well, let me go. I said to ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. Who ain't going to jail? They're going to hell. Potholes is on every road you go. And you don't give agriculture a that blow. I never see more. I never see more. I never see more. And neglectfulness. You drain the treasury. Now nothing left. And you're going with your bag and bowl to IMF. I never see more. I never see more. I never see more. And shamelessness. I hear we passport make a real dollar. I hope you will sell none to Al Qaeda. I never see more. I never see more.
Well, a special good evening to all our friends here on Caribbean American News Media Network. Greetings, my friends. How are you? How was your day? Please share it live as you join our broadcast tonight. Please share the live. Please like. If you have not liked Caribbean American News, you need to do so. And also, I would also warn you, if you have not supported the platform, this is the best time to do it now. You can use our star system. You can also use our Buy Me a Book, Buy Me a Coffee link. And thank you for those who supported us last week with stars. I recognize you. I will have a special presentation for you at some point. But thank you so much for your support. There is a lot of work to be done, as I say to you. And so we need your support. We need to know that you're there with us on this platform. All right. I have gotten really busy lately. I've been engaged in a lot of stuff during the week. I get home late in the night sometimes. So you'll got to bear with me as I adjust the schedule in order to be here with you. And then I have to also be with my family, okay? So please bear with me as I spend time with you, our people on the platform. So, folks, we're going to get to work. We're going to get to work. I know it is... it is about 8 o'clock after 8 there in the Eastern Caribbean and other countries of the world, but we're happy to be here on the platform with you, Caribbean American News Media Network. One of my monitors, it is not up as yet, so I'm just waiting on that monitor to be up and running. We seem to be having a hard connection over there, and so we'll get it adjusted. But we're going to go on with the program. Our YouTube viewers, greetings to you. Those of you listening via platform, those of you who are listening via 360 radio throughout the world, the length and breadth of the world, greetings to you. We're so happy that Caribbean American News Media is now going places. We're going into areas that we have never been. We have not been in a long time. Now, if my eyes look red, friends, it's because I want to sleep. I'm tired, and so I choose to be here with you instead of getting my beauty rest. I got to look. Money pour garder belle ou savent. A belle jeune book comme moi. Money pour garder belle, so money pour dormir. Right? Sleeping beauty. Money pour dormir pour beauty moi vini. All right? La ne shy moun yo pa dormir, so you're led. Well, that was just a funny joke anyway. Don't bend yourself out of shape. But greetings. We have Montreal in the house. We have Canada. We have America. We have England. We have St. Lucia, Grenada. Our Grenadian friends, greetings to you. We have picked up a large audience there in Grenada. And so we want to thank you for being here with us, our Grenadian friends. Greetings to you. All right, let me just ensure that my mic is working, that the volume is what it's supposed to be, and that it is coming from the right microphone, all right? So just bear with me. Yes, it is. It is. So we are with our quality sound, okay? So we're going to get to work. We still... Now, I will have to look in a certain direction to see my YouTube audience because the main monitor here, we are still trying to get it. It's still trying to be connected. And so we would not wait. We will get to work. We know that you are there, YouTube, our YouTube friends. I would at some point break my neck to to be able to see you way on the other side of a monitor. We have on the other side of the room. I hope my vision would be able to get me over there. Menuna shy to avai where? All right. Good, good. So, again, thank you for those of you who are just logging in. We have Alice over in the UK. UK, I really understand your pain that you're up at this time to view the broadcast, but I am so delighted. I'm happy to be here. So, let's get right into the bouillon of the matter. Let's get to work, my brothers and my sisters. Again, let me just promote this platform. This platform, it is a biased platform when it comes to the United Workers' Party. So you don't have to bend yourself out of shape to wonder, why am I so biased? I'm biased because it's a United Workers' Party platform. And I want to make that very clear. There's nothing to hide here. There is no secret in this platform. Those of you who have been watching and have been getting angry, you have been getting mad at the platform. Listen to me. You get mad how you want. That's your problem. But like I said to you, it is a United Workers' Party platform. It looks like we're getting our monitor up over there on YouTube, and I'm liking that. You see, this platform is a blessed platform. And by the way, one of our viewers will be assisting us in the upgrade of our system again. All right. So ever so often, brethren, we must update the system in order for it to take the pressure, in order for it to be able to function efficiently and effectively. All right. And so we have been doing a good job so far with our platform, and I'm so happy for and I said to you, friends, this platform, it is not about me. There ain't no glory here for me, I tell you the truth. This platform, it was built for the people. It was built for those who are victimized, those who are bullied, those who are cast aside, ostracized. This platform is for the poor and the needy. This platform is for the voiceless. This platform is for the woman who was raped and nothing went on for it. She just got raped and that was it. And those men are walking around with a smile on their faces. This platform is for you, my people. And so I want you to bear with us as we update and we upgrade the platform, and we take the platform into other channels, into our areas. And by the way, one of our biggest announcements for 2000, let me just get that right, because I do not want to say things that are not on our schedule. Let me just say to you, friends, one of our biggest announcements for 2024, God's willing, is that we will be having a Ruko and a Fire Stick channel. We will be broadcasting on Fire Stick and the Ruko channel. We will have our own licensed channel via the Fire Stick, and also through the Ruko box. All right. So very soon we want to take it into different territories. All right. Build a platform that will impact globally poor families in different parts of the world. But again, I just want to re-emphasize the point that this is a platform that supports 100% the United Workers' Party. So I said that so that those hacks who are viewing behind the scenes, and I see you because the numbers show that we almost have half of our audience not logging in, which means that they are government ministers, they are professionals, there are people out there who view the platform. They do not want to be seen. They do not want to be seen, and I understand that. I understand that. I see the numbers. I see the cities that you are viewing from. I see the countries that you are viewing from in my report weekly when I view it. And so I want to thank you so much for being here with me. And again, this is a support platform for the United Workers' Party. We are a PAC, and it is called the Caribbean American News Media PAC. Yes, and so what I try to do is to maintain righteousness while I am biased and while I am a supporter of the United Workers' Party. My intention is to be right, to be fair, to be truthful, to be honest. And when I see this honesty, whether it's in the United Workers' Party or somewhere else, I call it out. I call it out. While it pains me to have to call out the United Workers' Party on any crookery or anything that does not represent what we want in our society, I must do it. If I'm going to speak about the Labour Party, I should be able to speak about the United Workers' Party. And I must be able to be bold in doing so. So I have no string attached, no chain on me, or no restriction on this platform. I am free. I'm a free agent. I am free to discuss. I am free to dig into the bouillon of what is happening in the nation. And so I have no fear of anything or anyone. I have no fear. There's no need to fear, brothers and sisters. We always need to have a voice. We need to speak up. We need to use those liberties that were given to us to speak up, to speak and to speak loudly. All right. Now that I got all that thing out of the way, most of you would have seen a clip from Richard Frederick, a government minister in St. Lucia. Now, I'm not angry. I'm not bent out of shape with him calling me a fool or anything else, because I am not alone. You see, Mr. Frederick have done it to many other people. He did it to Norbert Williams, you remember? He said he wanted to push a stick up his behind. It's a government minister I'm speaking about. He spoke about a woman or a young lady at the time who he had a relationship with, and he laughed at the idea that, based on what is being said, that the young lady was running behind a Suzuki. And you remember the music? It's not an easy road, and enjoying himself. It seems fun for him, you know. And said, I have more, I'll come back. I tell you all, I warn you all already. I'll come back for you. With an audience of almost 2,000 cheering on. Yes, yes, give it to her. And every time he insults a St. Lucian, there's an audience. Largely diaspora audience. Give it to them, give it to him, give it to her, give it to it, give it to. So he have gone after, as far as I can recollect, my memory can go back, recall. He have gone after Mr. Norbert. He have gone after Miss Ward. He have gone after Charles Marvin. He has gone after Mr. Chasney. And by the way, that is Mr. Chasney is his main target. He have gone after Guy Joseph. He have gone after Mango, I believe he is. Samuel. He have gone after a lot of people. As a matter of fact, he have gone after Kenny Anthony. He have gone after Philip J. Pear. He have gone after Alva Batiste. He have gone after a lot of the United Workers' Party supporters and their representative right now. So there is no limit as to who he's going to attack next. It is quite clear that there is, a matter of fact, I missed out one. He went after Rick Wayne and also Timothy Polio. And why? Because Timothy don't trouble anybody. Let me just speak on Timothy's behalf for a minute. He don't trouble anyone. He does his program. He tried to be as balanced as he can. He have not declared his loyalty to any party. We can assume where his loyalty is. He has that right to a party based on the Constitution of St. Lucia. Mr. Polio was attacked and reminded of mother and other things. And it seems it's a habit when they want to stifle free speech, that they speak about your mother, they speak about your auntie, they speak about maybe some favor that they did for you in the past. They speak on it. And I'll show you something about individuals like that. But Mr. Frederick have attacked a whole lot of people. Now, I'm shocked that he's saying he don't know me, but yet he can call me a lot of names. A government minister, folks. I hope you appreciate what I'm saying, and I'm taking my time to develop this before. And I have asked the Lord to keep me calm because, as I said to you folks, because I'm a Christian, I'm controlled. Not that I want to curse or I want to get on, I want to give me pui. My Christianity guides me. There are times that I falter and I fail. But I get back up again and I continue on that journey. But all I am saying to you, that I am here to help Mr. Frederick. I don't believe a lot of people, and I will have to start disassociating myself from certain Christians, certain religious leaders in St. Lucia. I am getting to the place now where I am getting fed up enough, tired enough to start calling out denominations. How can you as religious leaders sit by and allow insults and allow the nastiness that we see in St. Lucia? How do you sit by and say nothing? How do you whisper in a corner that you do not like what Mr. Frederick is doing, but you are not bold enough to say to him, it is time to stop? I don't know how far is going to be too far for our religious leaders. The Christian, where is there a Christian council? Is there a Christian council in St. Lucia? Where are the believers? And this is a time where St. Lucia needs to hear from the religious leaders. Not only when Mr. Shastney was in power. As a matter of fact, I have a question before I even go further. There is I need to get the name right. There is an agreement that was signed by majority world leaders, including Grenada. It is a platform. It is an agreement, friends, that is ungodly. It is an agreement that is nasty and worthless. And I want to ask the Prime Minister, and he will know what I'm talking about. When I pull it up in the next presentation, in another broadcast, then you will know what I'm talking about. But they would know. Mr. Prime Minister, this is for you. I'm asking you. And I'm not going to openly call the name of that agreement, but did you or your government sign on to the same agreement that Grenada signed on to? Did you? Is it done? Was it done secretly? Did you report back to the people of St. Lucia after you signed that agreement? Mr. Prime Minister, I am giving you enough time to speak to the St. Lucian people. And I specifically mentioned the Grenadian Prime Minister because you would know what I'm talking about. Did you sign on to that agreement? With other world leaders in the African nations and in the Caribbean? But that's not our discussion tonight. I just felt that I should mention it to you, give you a heads up, so that you can speak to the St. Lucian people and explain that deal that you signed together with all our leaders in the region, except Jamaica. And let me just give you another clue, Mr. Prime Minister. The idea about gender. Did you sign that agreement? Says that people are born not male or female. And there's more. We'll have a deep discussion on it. But I started reading through the agreement. And I pray God that you didn't sign on to it. That is where the Christian Council will need to fit in. And that's why I'm asking, is there a Christian Council in St. Lucia? But let's have a conversation on Mr. Frederick, of course. So let's go to the clip. Let's go to a clip by Mr. Richard Frederick, folks. Let's just let him speak and then we will take it from there. Most of you would have already seen this clip.
And then that fool from wherever he comes saying he's black man. Play this Garfield fella for me.
To me, I'm afraid for y'all Lucians because y'all wanted a black prime minister. Y'all get one. Y'all wanted a better prime minister. Y'all wanted one of your own. Yes, man, one who can speak our language. And see, that's a language, so one time. If this is your best, and all the criticism with Chasney, you want the king, me kings or
that unadulterated fool. Hey, that unadulterated fool. So that is what you want for us? The kind of animalistic conduct that we just saw there? That's what you want to impose upon us? Boy, don't come to say, is Meda St. Lucian? Is Meda St. Lucian? Ain't this quick powers on? If Med is not a St. Lucian, Med should not even be permitted to come down.
Okay. Let's go again to Mr. Frederick on another one. Same shirt.
All
Same
of this
story.
stems from the fact that colonialism is ingrained in Chasney's head. He has the attitude of being superior. He believes we as black people are secondary to him. That is why he said the parliamentarians should be flogged. That is why he said colonialism had a conscience. That is why his father named the bill in colony.
Now, before we go any further, I got to address most of what Mr. Frederick said. He referred to me. He showed my clip. And let's deal with Mr. Frederick for the night. We're not going to discuss anything else, but we're going to deal with this matter. All right? One, I believe that you need to be flogged. A matter of fact, not that you need to be flogged. Let me just correct myself. But as a child, if I did what you did a while ago, I would be flogged. And there are many on our platforms who got flogging for less than what you did, the disrespect. The disrespect. So your problem is flogging. You have said worse. And I saw videos where you did worse. I don't see what I said that would drive you up the wall as a government minister. I'm not even speaking to you as a regular citizen. I'm addressing you, sir, as a government minister. One who should be guarding the democracy of the nation. One who took an oath on a Bible You, sir, I am speaking to. And as I said, I'm not going after those little people around you that's just repeating and trying to appease you and trying to get, he's a government minister, so hey, Richard Frederick, yeah, they run out of breath when they see you. I'm not going to address them. I'm addressing you, sir, as a government minister, and I'm addressing you in the capacity as a spiritual leader. Because no other spiritual leader in St. Lucia can speak to you, or I haven't heard any one of them say anything, Mr. Frederick, about you. They have not corrected you when you attacked women, when you attacked other professionals in your country. They said nothing. But I can hear them in my ear. Garfield, stop it. Don't get involved in that. You as Christian, you're not supposed to be talking about that. You shouldn't be involved. I can hear the hypocrites. I can hear it clear. I am the problem. I am the problem in the society. Not our government minister, who is a bully. And it's clear. St. Lucians. St. Lucians, I'm asking you again. Now, he asked you the question earlier, is that what I want? He asked me if that's what I want for St. Lucia. What do you mean that? Who that you're talking about? If you're speaking about Mr. Shaston, I will tell you, of course, 100 times I would want him for St. Lucia over you. Because you have no respect, you have no control, you're out of control. It's quite clear. It is quite clear that there is no boundaries, that there is no limit, there is nowhere that you will not go. There is no low or lower that you will go. You have tried it all, you have done it all. So I'm answering your question. If you're referring to Mr. Shaston, if that's what I want for St. Lucia, the answer is yes, 100 times. Because the last time I checked, seeing that you want to talk about white and black, the last time I checked, Mr. Shaston has deported himself as a good citizen in St. Lucia. The last time I checked, I've never heard Mr. Shaston's name in any rumor with woman. I've never heard him with any allegations from the police. I've never heard Mr. Shaston got arrested for anything. I've never seen Mr. Shaston in anyone's face cussing them off, pushing police, pushing barriers, trespassing, kicking people's vehicle. I have never seen Mr. Shaston in anyone's face, police officer face. So if you ask me again if Mr. Shaston is what I want for St. Lucia, the answer is hell yes. What I don't want for St. Lucia is your behavior, sir. I don't want it for my child. I don't want it in my family. And I surely don't want it for the people of St. Lucia. So the answer to your question, if that's what I want for St. Lucia, the answer is yes, I want Mr. Shaston for St. Lucia. So I hope I clarify that. And by the way, the statement that you played when I laughed and asked if that's your best, I still ask you the question. You, Mr. Frederick, are you our best? Are you our best behaved politician, sir? Is that what you want for our young people? That attitude, the rudeness, the disrespect, the lack of control, is that what we want in our society? Are you St. Lucia's best? The question still stands. The same question that got you bent out of shape like a pretzel, you schmuck. It is the same question I still will ask tonight. Is this your best, St. Lucian? And I asked the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, and I asked the people of St. Lucia, based on the attitude of Mr. Pear, having you as in his office with this behavior, is Mr. Pear our best? I'm going to ask again, St. Lucia, is Mr. Pear your best? Is the Speaker of the House your best? Is Mr. Frederick your best? And to me, the answer is no.
Depuis, mon passe à point majeur bêtise ça. Depuis, mon passe à point majeur bêtise ça.
St. Lucian. The same thing that got him, the same statement that got him bent out of shape. And the reason why I make that statement too, and let me just get into the bouillon of that before I get into, any deeper with Mr. Frederick. You were one of them, and all your supporters, the SLP supporters, you guys said you do not want a white man in your country. You said that you don't want a white man, you want a black man. The black man came and he said, I'm the little black boy, the little black boy. I was readied, I'm the only readied one. In other words, nobody else in his party is more readied than him. No one else in St. Lucia is more readied than him, and I'm not sure readied for what. I can't tell you readied for what. It's surely not ready for prime time, because this is prime time in St. Lucia, and the last time I checked it, people are catching their tail. So, I laughed, and I asked you again, if this is your best, and I said, look, if that's your best, this is your best, so nakite St. Lucie. I do not want to be in a country, friends, where I cannot speak. I cannot share my opinion. I cannot support a political party. I cannot disagree with the government. I can't disagree with government ministers. I just can't, because I will get cursed off. I am being threatened that if I am not a St. Lucian, I should not be allowed to come back into St. Lucia. Can you imagine, my friends, we are promoting tourism in the world, and we have a government minister saying that a foreigner, in other words, he calls me a foreigner like Chasney. So both myself now and Mr. Chasney are foreigners. So let's just fix that. So them fellas on a foreigner campaign, they want to restrict all children that were born to St. Lucian parents who are St. Lucians in the diaspora. They want to deprive them of taking part in the politics of the country. And now they're stepping up a little further. They are calling two citizens, Mr. Chasney and myself, they are calling us illegal, basically. They are saying that we should not be allowed to come into St. Lucia. One should be thrown out and one should not allow to come in. And that's the politics of the St. Lucia Liberal Party. That is the politics of the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Mr. Pear. That's their politics. So he's saying because of my opinion, I'm asking the question and I keep asking it again, is this your best? You wanted a black king, you got a black king. Is this our best? And again, if you put Mr. and take away the colors, if you put Mr. Shastny and you put Mr. Pear, you ask me to make a difference based on character, based on leadership, based on integrity, I will choose Mr. Shastny because they was never accused of anything. Now we are hearing that Mr. Flood, and I'm putting Mr. Flood on the spot.
Depuis, moi pas ça pour manger petit ça. Depuis, moi pas ça pour manger petit ça.
No, that was just to take away all the tenseness from your muscles, St. Lucian. As much as it is not the end of the world, but we got to speak on these important matters that are affecting the bloodstream of St. Lucia. So Mr. Flood came out after Mr. Richard. The man went and he made his statement. The man used his democratic rights and freedom of speech. Mr. Richard went on his program amidst the massive protests in Castries, a successful event in the country by the United Workers' Party. He took the airways the night to distract the citizens, to say to the citizens that Mr. Flood mother, why would you go so low as a government minister, not as a ghetto youth, not as a regular, you expect them things from your regular person, but when it comes to a government minister, there is some standard, there is some class, there is some expectation, then there is some koof, some manners that is expected of them. Même si yo vle jiwo, même si yo vle jiwo, they have to drink the cuss. They have to swallow it like wine. They have to bite their teeth, bite their tongue, because they are not regular citizens. Mais monsieur même, mahab sakika torment monsieur. Brethren, I ain't drinking alcohol. It is sorrel. The sorrel was out of the fridge, so it's a boy. But let me go back to work. So we expect some class from our government leaders. And in St. Lucia, I don't know what kind of standard you people have. And I got to throw you all under the bus too. Because I'm sick and tired of this nastiness in our culture. Huh? You, St. Lucians, your politicians are a reflection of you. Your values, your expectations. So, I have known of ghetto youths that are very classy, very professional. I know of ghetto youths, man, that you sit with them, man, and they respect you. When I came down to St. Lucia, I sat with some in Vieux-Fort. Very respectful and peaceful, and they talk to you with respect. You wear a belty jacket too. You need class. They speak to you nice. You can say they can grow, sir. They talk to you so nice. I went into Vieux-Fort. I forget where the name is, if it's Shantytown or whatever you call that place where they had the shooting. And them fellas were nice. The place was so quiet. The guys were nice. They sat there and they were very peaceful. I respect their space. I did not record them. We had mutual respect. Them fellas have more respect than some politicians. Them fellas, when they see an old lady passing, Some of them have respect. They say, Mom, you need help. And they some of them when they're cursing, they see granny, they stop cursing. But them government ministers are out of control. Out of control. So, Mr. Flood, in one of his interviews on Timothy's show, indicated that he had a blue book. I hope I am quoting him right. He said he had a blue book. Don't ask me what's in the blue book. That's why I put my blue jacket, because there's a blue book. But in the announcement, he challenged the minister. The minister was out of state, and I suspect that it was thousands of dollars in St. Lucian's tax money that a whole group of them went out with. And he could not wait to come back into St. Lucia. He challenged Mr. Flood, and he told him about his mother, because of his mother and her heart and all kind of story, smartly trying to disrespect the man. Yeah? And so he pushed Mr. Flood, and surprisingly, what St. Lucian witnessed that morning was alarming, was concerning. Mr. Flood came out with about 4 to 5 English suitcase. Reverend Majime we abagay kohan.
Mwen pa sa pou maji beti sa.
And Mr. Flood posted a list of alleged encounters and events that he alleged Mr. RF was involved in. Now, up to today, everything have gone quiet. Things have gone cool. Now, I would expect with such allegations and alligators that there would be a response, not on Thursday, but there would be an immediate response to those allegations. Not only by the minister, but also by the government of St. Lucia. But St. Lucia, someone said, is not a real place. But the last time I checked, it is a real place, and it is on the map. And so we saw the briefcase. Mwambam sote. Because Siamun I have a blue book, but when I mention their mother, they pull out 5 suitcases. Mwamem think I sote. Honestly, I tell you, I lying. I would come and I would be concerned about that. But I'm going to go back to that situation. I'm going to ask Mr. Flood and I know that he must have gotten advice, or I'm sure he would have gotten legal advice by now on this matter, because I would suspect that those briefcase alligators and communication via mail, whether it's phone, whether it be emails, whatever it is, should be handed over to the public prosecutor. And I believe that that should be the first case, because when I read through the text, it seems to me that these are very serious allegations. For me, they're allegations. Why? Because we have not seen or read any of the documents. None of us were there. None of us were there. So we cannot even comment too much on the situation. What we can advise is that the public prosecutor be engaged in, and I suspect this situation will take up all his time. You know, if he should do his job, then I suspect he will get to Mr. Guy Joseph and Alan Shastney last, because these are real stuff, you know. And here is a man. The man showed publicly on social media that he has the suitcase. I hear people say they have library and they have files and they have all kind of things. But I would have never thought somebody would have had suitcases. And those suitcases look like they were there being loaded for a very long time. I suspect before 1977. So, I would say that I am not the issue. And I was genuine, Mr. Frederick. I was genuine in my concern that I shared based on the racist tone that you and others are engaged in. And I look forward to the Prime Minister, because you are in his office. I look forward to the Prime Minister issuing a statement saying to me that, sir, you can come home. You are free to come home. Don't worry with Mr. Frederick. You are free to come home. Please come home. We want you home because you came in the diaspora and you asked us to come home and open our businesses. Mr. Prime Minister, I want to open my business, but the Honorable Minister said I can't come home. So you advise me whether I can come home or not.
Depuis, mon pas ça pour manger bêtise ça.
It's okay, sir. You cannot take the magic bêtise, but that is what is on the floor right now. Yeah? That is exactly. Now, let me read something here while we're here. I see Mr. Flood just popped in. Greetings to you, sir. He said here, my people, I am by nature a quiet individual. I left NHC since 2011 and have stayed quiet because I always knew the day would come for me to go back to my files. So, Mr. Flood ain't backing down. The man have files. And if the man say you have files now, but first of all, it started with a blue book. It ended up with suitcase. And now it ending up with files. By the time we finish, we'll have a library, the real library of St. Lucia. What are we going to call it? The Prime Minister's Library? We will name it after the Prime Minister. Library, sir. Hey, wise mayor. Now, let me say to the hacks, you are welcome to come in. Please don't insult. We are expressing our freedom of expression, our freedom of speech here, and maybe you can have some respect and some manners and just remain calm as we, those of us who are in our room here on Caribbean American News, this is our space. Just have respect. I don't go on anybody's space and disrespect them. I respect people's people's freedom of expression. I do not go on Mr. Frederick's platform to bully anyone, to curse anyone out. I don't go on Shelton's thing to disrespect anybody. So what I'm asking and what I'm requesting of you is just please have some respect and afford us, please, if you're human enough, permit us the privilege of exercising our constitutional rights and freedoms in having our fun and in speaking tonight. Okay? I just wanted to say that because I know what I'm going to expect under the platform. Okay? So let's let Mr. Frederick finish, right? And then we will go back. So, brethren, what I tell you there, Mr. Flood started with Blue Book. He ended up showing, not the Blue Book, He ain't showed the Blue Book yet, He showed the suitcase. Brethren, by the time the public prosecutor get those, all them documents, whole konopabon, because they will have to go into the top of the Dia Mall and rent the entire space to store, I suspect, what is going to come. Because, and those of you who know Mr. Flood, he is a quiet guy. You see him, he's always on his own business. He's not in social media. He wasn't there all the time doing all these things. Like he said, he knew that the time would come. And I tell you the truth, brothers and sisters, that you see righteousness, it wins at all time. Truth always triumph. It always wins, no matter how long it is. And that's why I suspect Mr. Flood waited for truth, waited for the moment. And I look forward to the government and the system going through these documents and reporting back to us, the citizens of St. Lucia. So yes, Mr. R, I am a St. Lucian, and I can come to St. Lucia when I want. It don't belong to you and your government, okay? It really don't. So let's listen to the rest of the story.
Because they are superior to us. And then this pastor from where pastor, whatever he is, behaving like a qualified fool, talking about
Mr. Frederick, a qualified fool. No respect again. Why? Because of my position. I'm a fool. I'm a qualified fool. Huh? Okay, so let me remind you something here. Let me quote something here for you. Proverbs 21:23. Those who guard their mouths and their tongues keep themselves from calamity. Proverbs 21:23. I'm going to read it again. Those who guard their mouths and their tongues keep themselves from calamity. So, Mr. Frederick, continue, sir.
We wanted a black man, look the black man. So that is the behavior we have to contain, we have to deal with and condone because Shasta is white.
Now, folks, don't you see this guy is a narcissist? Do you all realize what is happening? I'm doing my assessment of the individual, and he is saying I'm a fool and everything else. And then he's saying, if it's that type of behavior we want in St. Lucia. I'm sorry.
Mwen pas sa pou maji beti sa. Mwen pas sa pou maji beti sa.
Sorry, folks. So a man who is out of control, a man who goes out of his way to disrespect people who do not agree with him, who question his stewardship as a government minister. one who wants to take away the freedom of movement from a St. Lucian citizen, that's me. He said that I should not be allowed to come back in St. Lucia. He was the one who said he would push a stick up Mr. Norbert's rear end. He is the one who went in a policeman's face and pushed the barrier below the piton and tried to fight his way and bully his way past the barricade. One who I saw in a video lunching at another one. One who speaks of a lady whom he saw running behind a vehicle and he's laughing about it. It's not an easy run. Yeah. One who torments Mr. Shastner night and day like Lucifer. And he's the one asking, surprisingly, if Shastner's behavior is what we want for St. Lucian. Folks, I know it can't be real, but that's exactly what you heard. I will diagnose the problem tonight. I believe I can, based on my assessment, and there are many other professionals who are online who would be able to come to a conclusion based on these behaviors. Let's go back to the clip.
That's what our parliament has to be reduced to. Define all speakers.
Let's remind Mr. Frederick that it was the Honorable Philip J. Pear who disrespected the House for hours. He stood up and he said, I'm not leaving. I have rights. I'm not leaving. And none of you can do nothing to me. And he cursed and he carried on. Well, we say curse, but not in with dirty words and stuff. But he protested in the House and he defiled the Speaker. And the Speaker said, I'm not sitting, I'm not leaving. And the Speaker said, okay, well, we will move on, sir. And you remember it was a female Speaker of the House. Disrespected her. Disrespected the Speaker of the House. I forget the lady's name, the Speaker, the Speaker then. But here is what the brother is saying. He's asking, he said, no, Shastner disrespected the Speaker. You forget Kenny Anthony disrespected the Speaker too? You forget that Sean Edwards had to pull the now Prime Minister out of the House. So let me ask you, Mr. Frederick, is that what we want for St. Lucia? I think it's Rosemary husband, somebody said.
Mwen pas sa pou maje beti sa. Mwen pas sa pou maje beti sa.
I got you, Mr. Frederick. So we can make an assessment tonight at the end of this program because something is wrong. Something is wrong. Because what you are accusing Mr. Shastner of, Rosemary, Miss Rosemary, Madam Speaker Rosemary, husband, got it from the now Prime Minister of St. Lucia. So my question to you, sir, is that what we want? Is that what we want for St. Lucia?
Define all speakers. I'm telling you, if I were the... Anyway, Shasta, I wasn't in the chamber that day. If I were the sergeant, I probably would have... If I would have in there, I probably would have exchanged clothes, traded clothes. Sergeant of arms and put my hands in.
Well, Mr. Frederick, we are very much aware that you are capable of doing that. We have seen the videos. We have seen you in action. So we are happy that you are revealing yourself to us even more. We know that you would have done that. We know that you wish that you could have changed clothes. We know that you wish you can get your hands on Mr. Shastney. Based on what you were saying, sir, those are from your mouth. Now we know that you are so angry when you sit in the house. Now we know that you are so out of control that you are sitting there dreaming that you are in a police uniform. You are sitting there dreaming that you have Mr. Shastney holding him in the back of his pants and dragging him outside. You sit there dreaming. But I say to you, you better wake up from that mirage. That's not your role.
What do you mean, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Mr. Speaker, I realize for a long time you want to be part of that debate. Since when that's your role? Since when that's your role?
Let's finish, sir. We're listening.
On your behind and drag you out of parliament.
What did Mr. Shastney do to you, sir? What did he do? Talk to me, y'all. Let's talk. Did you want to be the leader of the United Workers' Party and he took your chances away? So, do you realize that it was the same United Workers' Party who protected you, who placed a shield around you when the Labour Party were coming for you? And they were going to put their hands on you? Do you realize, sir, that when you went into depression and you were almost at a breaking point over a visa, do you realize it was the United Workers' Party who tried to put that shield around you while JD and all the others begging for you to be removed from government? Do you realize, so that you are in bed right now with the same people who wanted you? Do you realize that? Do you realize you are fighting those who were your armor against this Labour Party? Yes, Philip J. too. Deputy leader. So do you realize that you're in a very dangerous position? You're in the hands of the enemy, your enemies. Do you understand that? That it was not the United Workers' Party who started this situation? That the people that you were talking about were the ones who went to Barbados to investigate you? Do you realize that your best friends are your worst enemies? Or were your best enemies, sir? Do you realize, sir? And it seems that, I'm not sure what is going on here, but it seems to be that, and I'm not, just like you question my smartness, I'm not going to question your smartness. No way I will do that. You're older than me, and I got to show you respect. I got to show you some respect. But, sir, I was told as a young boy that respect is earned. You have not showed respect to anyone. The only people that you have shown respect to are those because you want to be in their party. You realize that? Everybody else is a problem for you. Those that you're kissing up to now were your problems. So you have had problems basically with the whole of St. Lucia. Right now, do you realize that you, sir, have had problems with all St. Lucians? Both the United Workers' Party and the SLP. You, my friend, have broken world record. To have been at war with the opposition and at war with the Prime Minister. And not only at war with the Prime Minister and the opposition, but you are now in... I don't know how to explain this, folks. This is too funny. Now, let me say something here. And in everybody, there is good and there is bad. I believe that Mr. Frederick need some spiritual guidance. I strongly believe that. Let's read this. It says, and it is from Proverbs 15:28, the heart of the righteous weighs its answers, but the mouth of the wicked gushes evil. I'm going to read it again, and this is from, and I quote from the Bible, Proverbs 15:28. The heart of the righteous weighs its words, but the mouth of the wicked gushes evil. Sir, you need spiritual guidance. That's all I can say to you. One human being cannot be so angry most of the times. You cannot be at war with... You even went after Soraya Alexander, I remember, and you went after that woman so badly. You went after Miss Alexander so badly with insults. That's why I said to you that you have attacked everybody in St. Lucia, basically. And I pause because, I mean, this is serious stuff. I mean, what can I say? You need, and I'm so sad. I am so concerned that we do not have Christian leaders who are there available to our politicians to guide them. Every government in the world do need spiritual guidance. From back in the days with Herod, with all them kings of old, they had spiritual leaders. You had Daniel, all them fellas were there to guide politicians. Who are the spiritual guardian of St. Lucia? Where are they? Collecting monies on Sundays or Saturdays? Where are the spiritual leaders? To set up a meeting with each of these government leaders. Just call Mr. Frederick and say, you know, Frederick, can I have an appointment with you for half an hour? Go in there and speak to him. Maybe just speaking to the man might be able to jerk him back on track. He's off track. He's not on track. He cannot be on track insulting everybody because of their opinion. You can disagree. Mr. Frederick can disagree with me. He's a lawyer. He knows how to do that. I don't say a lot of things right. I don't get it right all the time. You can correct me, sir. You can talk to me. You can say, Gassa, what you saying there? You understand how we speak, you know, as men. I don't agree with you. But to insult and to call people names as a government minister, it is nasty. It should not be supported in a democracy. And it is sad that enough people are not outraged enough. It is sad that the majority of people are supporting this man because they either hate me or they hate Shasney or they hate somebody, not realizing that we are injecting evil in our bloodstream. We are injecting dysfunction in our bloodstream. We are injecting disobedience and insults and arrogance and pride into our bloodstream. And I can tell you, it will come back to bite us. Because Mr. Frederick is getting older, which means that he's not always going to be in politics. And one of our young children can come forward as they grow up as men. They would say, well, the Honorable Frederick, back in the days, this is what he used to do. I see nothing wrong with that. Is that what we want to hear? Is that what you want to hear in a democracy? And like I said, and let me have a serious conversation with you, my people. I used to hear a lot about Mr. Frederick. A lot of people talk about Mr. Frederick, say a lot of things. And in my mind, I would say these things they don't sound real. They sound like stories. I would have second look at Frederick. I would be like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think that's Frederick that did this crime. I think he loves his country. And I think some people are just jealous of him. And I kept thinking that's how open-minded I was. And I'm very open-minded about people. Because I understand that people have weaknesses. People have flaws. People make mistakes. People say things wrong. But friends, when I keep looking and you're seeing 1, you're seeing 2, you're seeing 3, you're seeing 4, you're seeing a pattern of behavior, then I start questioning. I'm like, hold your horse. Something is wrong here. Something is wrong. And I hope you appreciate that I am not upset. I'm here. I'm trying to help a situation because this is a serious situation that need intervention. Brethren, if we had people in our families who just walk around insulting, cussing off everybody, they're just out of control. Everybody talk, they going at this one, they jumping at that one, they jump. They're just angry. They're just after you know those people you want to say, hold, no, stop. You can't be so angry. Come on, life is beautiful. It's not the end of the world. That person don't hate you. They're not even thinking about you. Why are you so angry? Why are you so upset? What are you defending like that? But then, with all the doubts that I give the gentleman, and I say, no, people might just be painting him bad, blah, blah, blah. I heard Maneva, I heard Marvin, I heard Norbert, I heard Philip J.P., I heard Kenny Anthony, I heard Musa. I heard all them fellas speak about, even King. I heard all these people speak about Richard Frederick. And I'm saying, but why all of them are saying almost the same thing? What's wrong with them? And you know, I never had any bitterness or hatred towards this man. I never. I just see a guy. All I saw, the truth, is a guy who was a little arrogant and full of himself. That's what I see. You know, men, St. Lucian men, when they see women, they show off. When they see a lot of people, they start lifting up their chest. That's what I saw in him. That's exactly what I saw in him. Then I start seeing clips. I start seeing him in police officers' face. I start seeing his aggression and his anger. You keep seeing it. And then your humble servant got a taste of Mr. Frederick. And I never regret what I said. I'll say it 150 times again. You guys have poisoned our bloodstream with racism. And what you want us to do is to sit by, pat you on the back and say, good job. We can't, as good citizens, we can't. As careless citizens, some can. But as good citizens with morals, we say no to that. Why? Because that's not what I want. That's not the attitude I want for my children. That's not what I want for my grandchildren. That's not what I want for my brother. I don't want my brother to be like that. I want my brother to be at his best. And still, outside of all of that, I still look at Frederick with pity, with someone, again, who needs spiritual intervention. I didn't say need confession. You got to talk to God about his personal issues. But what I'm saying, I see a man who needs spiritual guidance, and guess what I see? No spiritual leaders are willing to come forward. None, not one. I don't know his religion. I don't know his church. I don't know why he goes to church. But he needs someone to pull him aside. Who are the gatekeepers of the democracy? Who are they? Who will stand and say, you know what, I love you, Frederick, but you're going too far. Just cool out, man. Let people be. Somebody came out and said it. Somebody who is always on his show. Somebody who gets a little cacadin. When Mr. Frederick can't come on at night, this person comes in. And I'm beginning to feel different about Shelton Daniel. Well, you know, people move as the wind turns, as they... I know. Let me talk. I know you can't take it, but let me speak, no man. It's freedom of speech tonight. Let me speak. All right? So let's ask Mr. Shelton. Let's listen to him. Folks, you can't just lock people out, eh? Let's listen. And he said a lot. And I suspect he's speaking to Mr. Frederick. He's trying to hit some sense and bring some calm to Mr. Frederick. I believe he's at a place where he's tired. Let's listen.
In the context of the St. Lucia Labour Party being in office, I think too many of its supporters don't understand that support means sometimes leaving people alone, giving them a chance, giving them a break, giving
now,
them
hold a minute, huh? I know some of you are saying, Gassa, that's a trick, Gassa. The man get caught. You know what happened to Shelton? Shelton was going on a rant. He went off on a rant. And whatever, I'm just speculating. Folks, allow me to speculate. Allow my mind to go there for a minute. I'll come back to reality, right? What I'm saying might not be reality. But what I gathered from the clip when I saw it is that it looked like this man was given a script, or somebody spoke in his ear and told him, blah, 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 blah. So when he got on the line and he's speaking and he got stuck, he couldn't go any further, he couldn't remember. He said, okay, we'll take a break. When I come back, we'll talk. Immediately he got on the phone. Richard? Yeah, Richard, Gassa, you're on the air, Gassa. He said, no, I took a break. And then, boom. And, folks, you see unrighteousness. I keep speaking about unrighteousness, you know. Unrighteousness always lose. Righteousness always win. Secret things are always exposed. That's just what Jesus says. He says the secret things shall be exposed. What is done in darkness will be exposed. You know, as young girls and boys, let me tell you a story before I go back to the thing. Huh? All of you have experienced it. Don't come here like you're so holy and you're more righteous than anybody else. But listen, when you're young, you go in and you're having a little sex and you're stealing a little sex behind the stone. You know, behind the tree. Uka se we ba kaila e kwa fe ti sexu. Le ou jwen. Nobody knows. Uka se we uka fe bagayu. Bagaila do. Ou vie. You go once, he do. You go two, he do. You go three, he do. You go back, do. Shoga. Bagay do. But you think nobody know. You say nobody see it because we do this in the dark. No back kaila gasa. And next thing you hear the girl tell you, 9 months later, Gassa, I ain't seen my period, you know. And you got it's not minor. Before she say anything, it's not minor. Kwa no ye as numb. As numb kwa no kafe. Le bagala dun. We take all responsibilities. Uka put all responsibilities. And then Ukadi, it's good, man. I'm pregnant, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? The whole world knows now that you all were doing something because the girl cannot get pregnant by herself. Famla pasa gos koi and nom ni pou fay, of course. But la toujours ni a souse. There's always somebody in the window peeping. When you think, boy, I'm telling you. I remember mutene ti girlfriend na ma shek ti famla late night. Nuka chebe la me. Because ou pasa chebe la me famla during the day because se mam l'église kay disfellowship ou you kay do ou pa bon. Ou ka sin ou ne pou chas kou. So confession na fe oswa you question flag. C'est pas moi ma parle comme. But I'll come back to the story. La toujours ni ati souse a spy. In the window, there's some sisters, some old people. You ain't here, you ain't seeing them, you know. But you every night you go into that same spot. And they're watching, they're seeing you. And then you go to church or you go down the road and you hear somebody, you don't hear Garfield talking to that girlie. They were under the house. You now wondering, you asking the girl, you tell anybody? She said, no. But you trying to figure out how the people know, how they know. That one souse. They macro you from the time you leave your house sometimes. And they follow you. You're like investigators. Uchekli, I am telling you, whatever happened in darkness, there's always somebody watching. God always watching once. You're toujours near souse gave. You know people in your community. They're always in the window. 1 o'clock in the night, they're in the window peeping. They hear dog barking in the window. They're by the door, they're in peephole. They're peeping through the plywood. You know that. Brethren, I'm speaking reality. That's how you can't hide nothing in St. Lucia. Somebody always see. Somebody always can tell you who's the child father. Toujours kado who's the father. You can do say John, Nikki Papa, Maki Kadizosa. Comment on savent où t'es là? Ou ka mande moi est t'es là? Gasa misia ki papa. When a St. Lucian tell you misia ki papa, trust me, they know what they're saying. They always get it right. I know the St. Lucian people. So when I say to you again that whatever is done in darkness, there is always somebody who watches. There is also always somebody who documents. There's always somebody who can come forward and remind you who is the baby daddy, who stole the car, who did this and who did that, whether it's midnight or 2 o'clock. There's always somebody who watches you. They don't put on the light. They don't light the candle. During the day, they pretend they have bad eyes, they can't read. Well, me masa we sa, got some masa we right inside to a PT. Me you can wear leo swear. Without light, what happened in darkness will come to light. And that's why I say, Mr. Frederick, Mr. Shelton, you try to hide your communication and all your little affair. But the cameras at MBC got jammed. Brethren, when you look at this whole situation, you know, this is divine. This thing is much bigger than human. Saki Fetla, bigger than human being, bigger than you and I. How in the world, all of a sudden, Shelton is going on a rant, and all of a sudden, you know, Richard is on the line, camera stuck. The camera never got stuck throughout the entire program, you know. But at that one time, I think there was a sabotage. Somebody wanted to expose something deliberately. Again, I'm just speculating. There's some disgruntled workers at MBC. There is some disgruntled people at MBC. Shelton, Richard, you all got set up. Anyway, Black Nabai, don't take that serious. But the truth is, why at this point the system could not have gone to a break. And and not only that, Shelton put Richard Frederick on speaker. Brethren, there are some mistakes that you do not make when you are doing live programs. When you are recording something, it's not live, fine. But when you are doing a live program, you got to be so careful and be so circumspect that people can find you with your drawers down. People can hear your conversation. The possibility is there that there might be a delay in the break. Somebody asked for the clip. The clip, I didn't cue it because I was out all day. So we have another program where we're going to go through all these clips. Somebody. I'm trying to figure it out. Richard called, the guy taking a break. Why did he not have the phone on his air and talk to him privately? Shelton put the phone on speaker. And I tell you, you see the enemy? You see that enemy called, that rascal called Satan? Brethren, he will set you up. He will set you up. I am telling you, friends, you see, when you deal unrighteously with people, God will expose the kingdom of darkness. He will expose wickedness. He will expose wrongdoing. He will expose victimization. He will expose all that is not right. And by the way, one of these days, the crooked things will be made straight. And some of them, I am predicting, they will talk on their own self. Why? Because they have no control of their mouth. So let's go. It's not them. They can't control themselves. They have no choice. They will speak the truth. They will say to you that Philip Japet is the worst prime minister we have ever seen in the history of St. Lucia. They will come forward and say, I have never seen anything like this before. They will come forward. Mark my words, St. Lucians. Mark my words. Who would have told you that Frederick would have been in the same cabinet, in the same government with Kenny Anthony, with Philip Japet, the same fellas who send in their troops to dig a hole for Frederick? Who would have told us that the enemy would have been exposed like that? Who, friends? Who? I have the clip, but let me do something here for you. But let's go back to Mr. Man and let him speak.
Face. Stop breathing down their neck all the time and stop behaving like everything that the opposition says has become a political emergency, which means elections must happen now. And oh my goodness, they have a live, they have a town hall, they had a match, we're going to lose, and so on. And predicting how they will lose and everything. You know what's the best way of protecting the victory? You know what's the best way of repeating the victory? Performance. Give them a chance to do work because they clearly are working. Give them a chance to do the things that you know they are doing because you're seeing it, you're hearing it, whether it's youth economy, whether it's this, whether it's that. You know they're working on something all the time, whether it's St. Jude Hospital or GPH or whatever. You know, or pushing to see that this investment gets underway and that and the other. You know they're doing it. Give them a chance so that they can perform, so that their performance and the results that they proceed will be the greatest defender and protector and repeater of the victory. Stop acting like you're in a panic over every little thing and then you want to call them and you want to transfer your panic onto them and so on. And even if they don't repeat the victory and they don't win, their legacy of having performed and having done for St. Lucian, having corrected so many of the misdeeds of maladministration and incompetence and blatant lack of integrity and so on that happened before, that they can fix it and they can correct it for the people of St. Lucia. So to all of you who say you are supporters, stand strong. Allow your representatives and your ministers and the public service and so on to do it. And don't tax their time. Don't feel you always have to be in the air and they have to stay and listen to you for as long as you want to go on. If that's the case, they're not working. They have serious work to do. You know, let them do the work. Give them a chance. And stop this panic over any little noise that is made, match, whatever. You all feel, oh my goodness, we're doing something wrong. And whoa, they have us on the road.
Mwen pas apwen maji beti sa. Mwen pas apwen maji beti sa.
Double like I said. Monsieur, you all realize what that little match in Castries did to the C'est moun la désolé, yo décambolé, yo platon platated. Now I can't speak patois too well. They said they're going to deport me, so quittez me back museum. I will speak what I want, how I want, when I want. Mama.
Mwen pas apwen maji beti sa.
Double like I said.
I heard this short fella. The sky is falling. I heard this short fella.
Sorry, Lucian, what's your bread? The sky fell. The sky fell on Thursday night on the St. Lucia Labour Party in the Boulevard.
I heard this short fella. The sky
Drink my
is
sorrel.
I heard this short fella. The sky is falling. I heard this short fella.
I said, like I said, we're doing business there. We like a magie. Let me get to work. But let's get to work, huh? So, Shelton is confirming that there's some serious panic. The flood will send some shock wave. Let's say flood what these are. Philip Jeppe panic dummy pass at dummy. That's why he sent all these people out to say it was not a big match, huh? A lot of people didn't show up. It was only 300 people. Hey, what? They sent a signal to Flabo. I hear Shazi. They sent a signal to Shazi said. They sent a signal over to Chasney that the party don't want him. They sent a strong signal, but guess who, brothers and sisters, could not sleep.
Mwen pas apwen maji beti sa. Mwen pas apwen maji beti sa.
That's why I tell you all. You see when you drink sorrel, you don't get drunk, your mind is sharp, you're in focus. Because I think them politicians need to get off of alcohol, drink water, and get to work. Because the flubber, they're in opposition, of course. Now, brethren, the people are causing so much trouble, the Labour Party supporters, that they are calling their representatives to ask them, what is going on? What you all doing? Sazok affair. What happened to our roads? What happened to the hospitals? What happened to medication? Our nurses who are on what you called contracts. Let me ask you something, St. Lucians. Do you know that your nurses in St. Lucia, they're not happy? Now, and this is serious. Do you know that the nurses in St. Lucia, they're not happy? Do you know you have nurses who are on contracts? Some of them are not being hired. They are not being pulled into the system. There's a whole set of, some of them, there is no proper area for them to rest. There is no proper kitchen. There is no proper lunch room for the nurses. Do you know that the nurses at our health institutions do not have the equipment and the supplies so that they can take care of the people? Guess who is being insulted? You know who's being insulted? Do you know who is being insulted? Our nurses are being insulted for the deficiency of our government. Come on, Lucian, talk to me. Nobody speaks on behalf of the nurses. Our nurses are working in very bad situations under very bad circumstances. There is not enough nurses in St. Lucia. Imagine you are a nurse, you are trained to take care of a patient a certain way. When you go to get supplies, there is none. Medication that should save the life of a senior citizen, nurses cannot administer it, or they cannot take care of the patient's needs because they're panianye. But what you have, politicians cussing off people that they don't know, insulting each other, calling people names like fools and all these things, victimizing people, ungodly, signing, and I will expose it, I mentioned it briefly earlier, signing laws, signing protocols with world leaders behind the backs of the people of St. Lucia. Signing stuff that they should speak to the people first on. You cannot tell St. Lucians that there are new guidelines in your country where you can choose your gender. There is no, you are not born male, you're not born female. I want the Prime Minister to come out and tell the St. Lucians whether he did sign those agreements with world leaders and whether he spoke to the people of St. Lucia on it. You know what he's going to say? Well, we got a 2/3 majority so we can do what we want. Good for you guys. What you sow is what you reap. And that's why I was laughing. I say, you want a leader? You say, yes, we want a leader. Here you got a leader. A leader that does not communicate with you, the people of St. Lucia. No communication. They travel overseas, come back, sneaks back into the country on taxpayers' money, and they say nothing to you. So I am asking again, and I will have an entire program on that in which I am speaking about. But I'm giving them time to come to the St. Lucian people and let them know what you have signed them on to. You tell the St. Lucian people what you have signed them on to. The African nations and the Caribbean region. Many of the prime ministers and government signed on to that agreement. And as a result of that signing on to the agreement, there are billions of dollars now at their disposal. If they did not sign it, they would not have gotten a cent. So when prime ministers come to you and tell you we got big loan, concessionary loan from this government, brethren, they're not telling you why they get the loan. It is not because St. Lucia have gold. It is not because St. Lucia have oil. It's not because St. Lucia have something that they want that other countries don't have. Why would world leaders want to force small countries to sign on to laws so that you can tell your children, your daughter, when your daughter is born, you can tell your daughter, you wasn't born my daughter, you was born my thing. You have to decide what you are. But they signed on to that secretly. And you there fighting over Chasney. You there busy fighting over garbage nonsense. A man come online like me laughing at your foolishness. And you see the need to go and insult me. When you just got back in the country. Go tell St. Lucians why you went. What did you achieve? What did you accomplish on their behalf on your way back? No. No. Yeah. St. Lucians, you have bigger problems, you know. You think your problem is your road and your hospital? You think bullying and racism is your biggest problem? Them fellas are signing on to deals to get money. To prove to you that they can get money. But the deals that they're signing, your parties are on ye. One day you will wake up, St. Lucians, and realize that you can't recognize your country. And the Christian Council would have been asleep through this process. I know. I am outraged over what I read. And I'm not going to tell you all anything until I get into it. Them ministers are listening, so they know what I'm saying. Come out and tell us. The first name start with, the first word is S, Mr. Minister. Grenada sign on to it. We know that for a fact. Brethren, I am laughing, but it is dead serious. These major world players are playing a nasty game with the Caribbean, small developing nations. And because we are electing ministers who care about themselves, who care about only Chasney, who care only about local politics, and they do not care about actually you, the people of St. Lucia, and policies that they're signing on to on the world stage, them fellas don't know half of the crap that they're putting you people in. Folks, I hope tonight you take me very seriously, while I am laughing and playing around, because whatever Richard Frederick said there about me, please, that's just déclassé, that's just classless, it's just ignorance, it's just nonsense, and that's where it needs to stay. That story, honestly, it don't have no taste in my mouth. I don't even want to continue that discussion because all of you know, St. Lucians, that this brother needs spiritual intervention. He needs to have a conversation with a spiritual leader that he trusts, that he is close to, so that they can guide him with his anger, his bitterness, and his rage. He has no control over himself. And I'm going to quote him again from the scriptures. Proverbs 21:23. Those who guard their mouths and their tongues keep themselves from calamity. And I will remind him of Proverbs 15:28. The heart of the righteous weighs its answers, but the mouth of the wicked gushes evil. St. Lucians, write this passage down. Don't act foolishly. These are words of wisdom, and they will help us to stay civilized. They will help us to respect each other's opinion. The problem with our politicians is they have no self-control because they have sold their souls to the devil in hell. Our politicians. And I remember saying to you, St. Lucians, that the Lord took me into a deep dream a year and a half ago, and he brought me into a room with 3 individuals, and I'm going to call their names again. It was Mr. Philip J. Mr. Ernest Hilaire, and Mr. Richard Frederick. The Lord took me in that room 3 times, and I remember asking them in the dream, do you believe in God? They said no. And I walked away. When I got up, and I was troubled and puzzled, and I thought the Lord was calling me to become a politician, not realizing that God was actually revealing the condition of these people, the condition of our nation. We are selling our souls to the enemy of God, and St. Lucia is reaping a deadly harvest because our leaders have turned their backs on Jehovah God, and they are leading the nation astray. And I'm not saying that everything the government does, it's wrong. I am saying that the eyes of the government are tinted. They can only see us through a glass darkly, and they cannot see the reality of the reality. Them fellas, and I confirm it daily with their statements and their actions, that them fellas need spiritual intervention. They are asking for it, but the spiritual leaders are busy counting their monies. The spiritual leaders are busy counting their sheep. The busy leaders are busy hiding behind the pulpits, while the nation needs spiritual guidance. When last them fellas call for National Day of Prayer and Fasting? When last you really see sincerely them fellas is penitent and they're heartbroken over the ills in the society, and they call the nation to a fast? Righteousness exalts your nation, and sin will bring it down to his knees. And whether you believe it or not, only with your eyes you shall see what I'm saying to you. You hear what me I tell you? So, let me show you something. For those of you who wanted the clip.
Opposition leader now is so large and in charge, like he running things in the parliament. But you know one thing before we take the break I want to say? Better I take the break and say it when I come back. This is the real issues, don't go away. I want to hear from you shortly. Hey, what's up? You. Yeah, Richard. You're still on. No, I took the piece. Still
on. There you have it, folks. There you have it. Exposed. Yeah. By the way, our phone lines are open at 929-586-1821. I really want to hear from you, St. Lucian. What is your thought on Richard Fair? And by the way, I believe that there is a survey going around St. Lucia, and one of the questions is, what do you think of Richard Frederick? We heard that in Dennery that there are many individuals there who will question on the image of Mr. Frederick. I believe the Labour Party, they're putting on this study so that they can make some decisions. I want you to watch this space. There is something happening. There is a movement. There is a shift on the island. I believe that St. Lucians are waking up. They're realizing that they're in trouble. And I said to you, St. Lucians, once St. Lucians do not feel comfortable in their pockets at a grocery store, you can pave all the roads in the world. Once people are not feeling it on the kitchen table, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. And I am happy, I am proud of those SLPs who are standing up finally, and they are saying to their representative, what is going on? Why is the flabber picking up momentum? What is happening? You all have been cussing Chasney, but instead Chasney go down, he's going up. What is happening in the nation? I am happy that there are good SLP individuals who love their country enough to look beyond all the mirage and say to their ministers, it is time for you to get working. It is time for you to start repairing the roads. It is time for you to fix that problem with our foods. It is time for you to ease off of Chasney and this racism thing. We're not happy with it. And I'm telling you, there are a whole lot of good supporters of the Labour Party who do not support, including ministers who do not support this racist thing. Brethren, there's a whole lot of them. You guys need to be vigilant. You got to watch and you will see what I'm saying to you. And I don't want you to paint all SLPs as bad, as no good, as not human. Some of them are human.
Mwen pas ap mwen maji beti sa. Mwen pas ap mwen maji beti sa.
So I am telling you, There's a whole set of Labour Party supporters who cannot take the Maji Beatties anymore. They can't take it anymore. And I believe Richard Frederick is causing a great problem for the St. Lucia Labour Party. And I'm going to say it again. Without fear of criticism or name calling, I am telling you, I would tell you the problem with Frederick. Frederick can be a hard-working minister. Frederick lost his way when he was not able to give up his anger, control his anger. Frederick started to get bitter and bitter and bitter. And I'm telling you, the further you go, my friends, the further you go down that path, is the more numb you become. We have our first caller. Caller, you on the air. Caribbean American News Media. Let us get to work.
Hello, Brother Garfield. How are you?
I am as easy as the wind blows.
Great stuff. Thank you for discussing what I deemed the bully, the MP who's the biggest bully in St. Lucia. Thank you for addressing this. And there's a lot more that you did not say, but
I am following the wise man Solomon.
I realize that, and that's a great thing. It is about time, St. Lucia, that we open our eyes to what's really happening. We have an MP who's sitting in the Prime Minister's office, who's also a member of the cabinet, who has, like Brother Garfield said, insulted, cursed, and who's affiliated to all sorts of stuff. And what's worse is people come out and say certain things that this man is allegedly involved in. And what happens? It is swept under the table or under the rug or under somewhere. And it must stop. This is the same man you forgot to say who shot into somebody's water tank or something of that sort.
Hold a minute. I didn't know that. Is that true?
Yes, it is true.
Can that be confirmed by the police?
Yes, it can be confirmed by the police.
Wow.
This is the same man who kicked some police officer's car outside an establishment in Rodney Bay. It's all on film. It's filmed. This is the same man who keeps going at people, pushing police officers. This is the same man who just said if he was the sergeant of arms, he would grab Chasney at the back of his pants or whatever and drag him out of the parliament. Is this what we want our children to become? And then we see little girls fighting in school and boys stabbing each other and killing each other with no control. And we wonder what is going on in this society. We have an MP who comes on national television every Thursday night as he is an MP, even when he was not an MP. He was voted into Parliament. He joined the Labour Party. The same party who said he was an alleged, well, they called him drug dealer, money launderer, etc., etc., etc. The same man.
Let me ask you, was it
whom Kenny said he will not sit in cabinet with him?
Let me ask you, was it the SLP or the United Workers' Party who accused Mr. Frederick of all these things?
The Labour Party was the United Workers' Party was trying to shield him. This is the same man. Voice notes has come out with reference to a murder in St. Lucia a voice note saying that it was the guy's aunt. How many people know that this man had affiliations with the murdered person? There are lots of people know. This is the same man who will curse women and lie about incidents where a woman's eye came out of her socket and her jaw was broken and all of the rest of it. Yes, she had her, she did get injuries. However, she had to come out and state the eye out of the socket and the broken jaw and stuff is untrue, and this man was not her lawyer, etc. This is the same man who continuously comes on national television and lies to St. Lucians. Is that the leadership that we want our children to look up to? Is that the people that we want our children to see as role models in our society? And I'm asking those questions seriously. This is the same man who said to a young lady, remember when you were in your convent uniform, when this man was either a grown man as a policeman or lawyer or whatever. What was the age of consent then? Nobody's looking into that. Nobody's looking into the age of consent. He came out and made those statements. This is the same man who allegedly, well, there was a caller who asked a question as to whether this man was harboring a well-known Jamaican criminal in St. Lucia.
Well, for us here on the platform, just for the for legal matters, we
allegedly,
right? We're not aware.
Allegedly.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And
I use the word allegedly because I know that things can happen and people want to take people to court, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And this is not happening on your platform because I am saying what is alleged. This is the same man.
So, okay.
Who allegedly, well, and I will say allegedly on your platform, will ask people to pay him large sums of money, allegedly, ask people to pay him large sums of money to to assist with them getting their licenses for certain businesses here in St. Lucia. And this money stays in that man's pocket.
But let me ask you, because I'm hearing the same story, the alleged story from Flood, and you're saying almost the very same thing too. So I don't know what is happening here, but I suspect there needs to be...
If people are going to start speaking out, people are going to start speaking out because this man will stop at nothing. This man will stop at nothing. This man will do anything to destroy another person's character. However, his character, he's not even taking a look at.
I don't know.
This is the same man. So many things have been said. So many, too many things. And there's not one investigation. There's no one looking into it. This is somebody who sits in the parliament, in the cabinet, in the prime minister's office of St. Lucia. If this man was in any other country, this man would no longer be an MP, no longer be in parliament, no longer be in cabinet, no longer be in the prime minister's office. This is the same man who knows the law, but still goes ahead and bullies people on national television, insults them, berates them, their family members. This is a public figure that everyone has a right to question, that everyone has a right to question what he does. In every country, all democratic countries, people question all the leaders and the actions, etc. In St. Lucia, it's not permitted. And this is the same man that is used by and this is my observation, by the St. Lucia government to keep that kind of noise, the lies and deceits and whatever else in his show, to get people's attention away from the real issues that they face on a daily basis. However, it cannot continue to work forever because St. Lucians have big holes in their pockets right now, thanks to the present government and what they have done to St. Lucia. This is the same man. And you will tell me, when we're teaching our children in school, should not bully. No bullying is allowed. No disrespecting of people is allowed, whether it be your teachers, your principal, your colleagues, your students, your other students, your friends, etc. None of that is allowed. And this is the same man who's still sitting there doing the same garbage on a yet another different week, in a different year. And he's allowed to continue to do it. And he still sits in the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister and the entire members of their cabinet are all complicit. And all must be held responsible for what this man is doing. A man who sits in the Prime Minister's office and the Prime Minister has no control over. You're not an MP only in the office. You're an MP and a public figure throughout the day or night. So Philip J. Pierre should be held accountable for the actions of the junior minister that sits in his office, who comes every Thursday night to cuss and insult and belittle and bully the civilian people, the civilians in St. Lucia. And I repeat, Philip J. Pierre is as complicit and should be held responsible for what this man is doing on TV every Thursday night. Now, there's a lot more I can say about alleged things, but we all know what the allegations are. And let's stop pretending we do not know. We all know what the allegations are. Let us stop pretending we do not know. And I urge the police to start looking into the allegations. I urge Prime Minister Pierre, if he so be the Prime Minister of St. Lucia,
yes,
to put a stop to this man coming after civilians.
Yes, I have a number of calls jamming the line, so I really wanted to hear a little longer from you.
Let the people call.
Yeah, I really wanted to hear more from you.
Let the people call.
Yes.
But I am just telling people, remove the ghetto out of Central Castries and send this man to run that seat and see if he wins it. Have a good night, everybody.
You too. Thank you so much. Caller, you on the air, Caribbean American News Media.
Hello, good night, Brother Garfield.
Good night, my brother. How are you?
Yes, I'm good.
What makes us mad?
I just want to say, Brother Garfield. Well, what makes me mad today, Brother Garfield, is that we are hearing a lot of alleged, and I listened to your caller. She said it well. Mm-hmm. But my point is, how can a man be alleged of so many different things and yet has seen a courtroom or anything? Let me start with impacts. The impacts report, and it was alleged, like they said, I don't know who the Jamaicans investigated to get to know about the Beige situation. His auntie came and speak on national television. We even get to know that on Michael Flood's Facebook page, he saw the hit list, and he allegedly said that Richard Frederick asked him to write job letters for those guys to get visas. And we know a number of people got visas at that point in time. But the situation is that this is why we are where we are as a people, because it goes to show that we are, when I mean we, the people who are responsible, the people who have the power to make the difference, to make the change, to see that justice prevail, they are sitting by quietly, and it's only when somebody step on their shoes or when it suits them, that is when they come out and speak and cry wolf. You understand where I'm coming from? Because the impact report came out about when the St. Lucia Labour Party was in opposition, and they used it for example, for milestone to sing the United Workers' Party at the time. Mm-hmm. And it came back to haunt them in a way where the Americans pressured them with the Lee law. You understand? And he had no choice but to, he go against our court, he go against our system and everything to please the Americans. Kenny Anthony, at the time, Philip J.P. was his deputy, to please the Americans, and said, yes, there was a hit list. And Vernon Fossois in his book said it wasn't a hit list, it was just a list for the new cops to know who and what day they was. Yeah. But there we have Michael Flood saying that there was it was actually a hit list. That's what allegedly, you understand. But I'm not trying to step on.
But we look forward to more information, because all these alleged and allegations, we need.
But that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, we need not to put allegations aside and say, well, it's just speculation or rumor. I mean, that's how you start an investigation.
But that's what I'm saying. Now, I want to ask you a question. In your capacity, living in America, and all those different things is happening, the man came on national television and said that they said he had ties with Beige. They said he put a price on Beige head or whatever. You understand? So is that, to me, the man is innocent because is innocent until proven guilty, right?
That's right.
Because all those people who are holding the files, all those people who know what's best, for example, Mr. Flood, he said he knows where the car is buried. He was very upset. I know he was upset by the way he was writing, because he made a few mistakes. I hope he calls the show tonight and said that what he has done with all those files, the things that happened in Marigot with the development, the car that was buried, all the different allegations that he gave. Why now this is coming out? Why haven't he gone to the DPP? Why the DPP has not investigated the situation with Richard Frederick? You understand? So it's just like they said so many things about Guy Joseph. I'm not trying to put for Richard Frederick, but I'm just I'm just telling you, this country is a country where we are hypocrites. We are the great dividers of ourselves.
True.
We keep on fighting against ourselves instead of fighting against instead of fighting for truth and justice. If you know you have the information, because watch, when it comes to the average young man on the street, a man that doesn't have power, the police will go fast and investigate, and then fast to arrest and fast to send to borderless. Sometimes based on hearsay.
That's right.
But how many hearsay that we have been hearing about politicians, and politicians now haven't been arrested or even being charged for based on hearsay? Because there are thousands of people, maybe hundreds of young men sitting on at borderless and wishing they could have get a day in court. Court is just being adjourned. Some of them innocent, some of them maybe have a few things that going on. So I'm telling you, this country needs a constructive, decisive change, because what is happening now is just like we keep on just talking and talking and talking, and the facilitators of crime, because crime will never change in the country.
No.
And when you have a ex-prime minister saying that the facilitators of of crime are politicians, businessmen, and the police force. You understand? This matter has never been resolved. So how could we resolve the pandemic of crime we are facing now? Because those people are still there. Look, we are alleging that the man done so many things. It's just speculations are there, And the people that have the file, like Michael Flood, have the files. He have suitcase of files, taking pictures of it like it's a Facebook post thing that's going on there. That is damning evidence. The FBI would have been at this man home the very moment he posted that, the very moment he gave those damning evidence. Who is the person that whose car that was being buried or burned or whatever? I remember the go-bars. What when Kenny speak about the go-bars and the car was burnt and all those different things. A lot of things is coming up in my mind, my brother. You understand?
So you
we
realize
know as
that
a people,
the facilitators of what is happening in our society in St. Lucia, it's actually our government officials and their friends. Because if you are shading, and we got to be real here, whether we UWP or SLP,
that's what I'm trying to be,
if
really,
there's a problem, if there is a crime, if there is corruption, if there's a problem, all parties should stand up against it. All parties should come
exactly,
forward.
that's my point.
And the problem, as you said, and you said it very nicely, is that everybody is shielding everybody. And so you know who suffers? Us, those supporters. We cuss off each other. Cuss off each other.
The little man.
Right. But there are people out there with the truth. There are people out there with the evidence. There are people out there who can help to heal our nation by bringing some of these people to justice if they have done wrong.
Exactly.
And St. Lucia will always and ever be divided.
And the next thing again, when Kenny Anthony or the Labour Party said the man is a drug dealer, whatever, have ties with the Cooks from Jamaica and whatnot, that's a prime minister. A prime minister have how can I say access to things that nobody can have access to.
Yeah.
So if you went to the embassy and the embassy revoked his visa, that means you have damning evidence. So why withhold those evidence for political mileage? Why withhold those evidence because the man says something about your mother and those different things? So who are the true facilitators of crime? And that is where we have to start, and that is where the revolution must start, and that is where the change must start, because the little man, there's thousands of young men in Borderland based on Heise and Dese, and they have been charged, they have been victimized, they have been remanded for 10, 20 years with no justice. And while the big men and whoever the facilitators of crime, businessmen and politicians, are roaming freely, the DPP need to do their work. The police need to go and investigate those people that have been holding files, because that's the same thing Donald Trump is in trouble for, for taking public files and holding it at his home in Florida. You remember that case, of course?
Yes. Yeah.
So why that now can be happening in St. Lucia? My brother, St. Lucia need a complete constructive change, and that is what we call revolution, or a whole revamp of the system. And I pray that Alan Shastney get into power and do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. That was a very good call. Let's hope that our politicians, our leaders, or aspiring leaders can have the guts to come forward and be strong, because St. Lucia is not in a good place, brethren. What we are experiencing here today in St. Lucia, it has been in the years of making. Corruption. And it's the truth. Yes, we shout corruption, but the definition of corruption is exactly what we are seeing today. Everybody's accusing everybody of stuff. The system is not working. The legal system have failed St. Lucians. You have those boys up in Bordelais. Look, a case just came to the conclusion, 20 years. How do you successfully close a case after 20 years in St. Lucia, where there is no resources for anything?
Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
Reverend, do you understand how bad things are in your system of government in St. Lucia? Now, in the United States, you hear all this corruption against a prime minister or a member of Congress, whether it's in a local district or where here in the United States. The very sound of corruption, there is always that system that steps in to safeguard the democracy of the country. There is always that system to step in and say, look, we got to investigate this. I mean, you can't just say, it's just a rumor, they hate him, it's just a rumor. No, you got to do something. Corruption is from the police, the DPP, every sector in the country. Corrupt. Shady. Come forward and prove to us that you are not. I dare you. Come forward and do your job. Call you on the air, Caribbean American News Media.
Yeah, good night, Brother Garfield.
Night, my brother.
You see, the problem is majority of these politicians know each other's dirty work. You understand? And this is why nobody is coming forward. You understand?
Yeah.
You remember the day Richard Frederick said, Kenny, I know what you know, and you know what I know. If I go down, you going down too.
Wow.
You understand? So when a man come on national TV and make a statement like that, you understand? That this is not no joke, Gasa. You understand? This is serious thing.
Yeah.
You understand? So if we the people do not take a stand and demand information from those politicians, them fellas gonna think that we working for them and not the other way around. You understand?
Yeah. Well,
and that's the problem with
the Prime Minister once said that you can't investigate a rumor. If nobody come forward and report anything, you can't investigate anything. Go ahead, caller. Yeah.
Because that's what it is. They do not want to investigate each other because they know that both sides are doing the dirty work. You understand? So if it's my turn, when I'm doing my dirty work and you investigate me, it's obvious when it's your turn, I'm going to want to investigate you too and expose you. So nobody want to get exposed. You understand? So, but everybody is eating under the table while the poor people is getting squeezed. You understand? And this is what's happening in St. Lucia. You understand? It's corruption, while the poor people is suffering.
Yeah.
You understand? And majority of these politicians think that we working for them, and not they working for us, And that's what's going on.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
They forget is we putting them there to represent us.
True.
You understand? And that's what's happening in St. Lucia. You see, from you elect them and they're in position, they're acting like boss. Very arrogant.
Yeah.
It's like they're very powerful. And after the 4 years gone, they come like a little puppy now, coming and beg you because they feel like they're humble, they're nice, they're sweet, and all of a sudden, because they just need your vote again to put them back in power, It's not because they care about you, They just come in and humble to you because it's like them fellas are movie stars, Politicians are movie stars. But them fellas know how to act. You understand?
Yeah.
And that is hurting me, Gaza. And if you know that you don't love the people at heart, Gaza, stop trying to pretend you love the people and you're just using the people for just for your own safety. You understand? And I believe, what I think with St. Lucian people? It's like everybody complaining. But when it comes together, everybody have to come together to say, let's protest. Let's stand together as one. They letting you go forward, and if things go good, they come in and join you. But if things go bad, all of them saying, me, Gasa, I told you I'm not going with that man. And that's how St. Lucian is, majority of them. You understand? Nobody willing to stand up together and say, Gasa, let us fight for what is right. Gasa, let us fight for what we believe in, and we're not allowing them fellas to come and destroy our country. You understand? They will say it in secret. They will gossip about it. But if to come together and say, let us do it together as one, to let them fellas know that we mean business and we're not going to allow them to destroy our country. No, they're not doing it. They're going to talk and talk about it and gossip about it. But the minute that they have to come and stand up as man with balls and saying, you know, we're dying, but we're not allowing them fellas to destroy our country, they will never do it.
Wow.
But, I'm talking from my heart.
No,
I'm telling you, majority of those guys in politics, they don't care about the people. They just care about living lavishly and driving big vehicles. Listen, you think if those fellas did care about St. Lucia, you think them fellas wouldn't do an effort to fix up the vehicles? You understand? And they drive to fix up the roads. They're driving in that same road. But the minute that they know that they don't have to buy tires, they don't have to buy shocks, they don't have to buy bricks, they don't have to put fuel in the vehicles because it's not coming out of their pocket. So they could just go in the tire shop, boss man, put 4 tires, brand new tires there for me. You understand? And give them a card. The money is not coming out of the pocket. Boss man, put bricks there for me. And the money is not coming out of the pocket. Go in the gas station, boss man, fill me up. The money is not coming out of the pocket. We have to stop that, gasser. That's foolishness. We have to stop that. It's our money. It's our sweat money, gasser. It's our taxpayers' money you're spending. You cannot go and spend it how you want. You understand? And that's foolishness. We have to take the street and protest, go in front of parliament and tell them fellas, we demand the fellas answer from them fellas, gasser. And if they're not giving us answers, we have to say we're shutting down the country. Yes, nothing ain't running because we need answers because you're working for us. We are boss. You understand? If you're taking a decision, you'll have to come and say, yo, guys, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. And this is what the outcome going to be. If we don't want the outcome, we're going to say, yo, you cannot go with that deal. We don't like it. So go with this other deal. So we part of it. But you cannot go and make deal behind our back. And you're working for us.
But
you understand?
But
and that's our problem.
I recognize your voice. I know you're a Christian and you love the Lord, but there is a bill that them fellas I suspect sign onto you. It will throw you off your bed when you read it. Yeah? And they want to force it on our children in the schools, teaching our children that they're not born male or female. They can choose whatever sex they want. These fellas are bad for St. Lucia.
I know what's coming. Trust me, I'm prepared for what's coming.
I know you know.
Yeah,
I know.
Trust me, I'm prepared.
I follow you
I
very
made up
closely.
my mind.
Yeah.
I made up my mind and I'm willing to die for what I believe in. You understand? But once you know you have love in your heart and you know you're willing to stand up for what's true, you understand?
Yeah.
No matter what people say, you know, listen, they always tell you, once you know you believe you're right and you know that you're right, and it could be 1 million people that come against you, you just have to stand up for what you believe in, you know. Despite you die for what you believe in. But once you know that's the right thing, you understand? Just stand up for it. You understand? It's better to die for the truth than to follow the majority and you know, you deceive, you know.
True.
You understand? I always believe that, you know. And I always maintain all my life, I live in my life as a leader, you know, not as a follower, you know. You understand? So once I know I believe and I stand up firm on the truth, people could say whatever they want. People could do whatever they want. You understand? Fear is not of God. The minute that you're living in fear, you are of the devil. Because you're showing that, yes, perfect love casts away fear.
That's right.
You understand? So once you have love in your heart, fear cannot exist inside of you.
That's right.
You understand? And that's what I believe in. 100%. So no matter how much they talk, no matter how much they say they're gonna kill me, they're gonna send hitman on me. No, God is in charge.
Amen.
God called the shots.
Amen.
Not them.
And if he permits that to happen, it is within his will. Praise God.
You understand?
Amen.
And if he permits that to happen, he know he gonna get some glory out of it.
That's right. That's right. Tell him to try Shadrach,
You
Meshach,
understand,
and
my
Abednego
brother?
and Daniel.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. You understand? And that's what we have to do. We have to stand up like those three guys saying, you know what, Nebuchadnezzar, we are not willing to stand up. We are not willing to bow.
We ain't bowing.
Because we know that we have a God that is willing to save us.
Amen.
And if the God that we serve do not save us, we're not even answering within on that matter. We're not bowing down. You understand?
That's
Straight
right.
up.
That's right.
And that's what we have to do in St. Lucia.
That's
you
right.
understand?
That's right.
Our leaders, PJP, and your government, we demanding answers from you all. We're going to ask you some questions and we demand those answers. If you all cannot give us those answers, this country is shutting down. Straight up. And that's what we have to go. We the people, the fellas working for us, they have to give us what we want. We cannot beg these fellas like we have to come and beg them. No.
And then they
have to come respond to us.
Yeah, they curse and insult us when we question them.
But you understand, but that's what I'm telling you. They're working like we are their boss.
I had
and
one told me,
we're working for them.
There is a lower mortal who told me that if I ask me a question, if I ever get a lash with a stone and all these kind of careless nastiness, you know, I mean, come on.
All right, my brother, I'm giving somebody else a chance because it's like certain things that I want to say and I can't say it, because out of respect, but sometimes when I see what's happening, when I hear what's going on, you understand, majority of St. Lucians, they don't want to call a spade a spade.
No, they're afraid.
You understand?
Yeah.
They don't want to call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
How can one man have all these people saying all these things about him to the point America revoking the man visa? You understand? America revoking the man visa, that's a...
And the man wants to stop
you think America is going to revoke your visa for nothing?
And he want to revoke my St. Lucian passport? How the man feel about that?
Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. And you want to believe that this man is a good man? Your name running out with one of the biggest drug dealer, cartel, Dollars Cokes from Jamaica. Your name in running along with Daman Gasa. And you telling me there's nothing going on between you and Daman? In St. Lucia, one of the biggest criminals was Beige. Your name alongside Beige.
Well,
you understand?
Well, the truth is,
I don't know that. You have nothing going on with the man. You understand? No, I'm saying all those things are just hearsay.
People are just
what
saying
I'm
things,
saying.
yeah.
But you mean to tell me all these smokes going up and there's no fire, no sparks? The smoke's just going up?
Just going up.
My brother, let me give somebody else a chance, man.
You brother.
It is what it is. Like I said, we just have to stand up for what is right and stand up for what is truth and call a spade a spade.
All right.
You understand? And that's how I see.
Thank you, brother.
All right, my brother.
It, yeah. Now, that was a good call, folks. I'm going to open the line for, let's take about 3 more calls and then we will save our energy for another program. Yeah. I see we'll have to have another program, a full program. I don't know if it's Saturday night or sometime. We'll have to come back on the air because there's a whole set of unfinished business. And Mr. Frederick wants to say that I should not be allowed to come into St. Lucia. And, I don't even know why are you saying all that? Why are you so angry at people who are not even bothering you? Why are you so angry about people who are just expressing themselves? Why can't you just allow people to be? And Shelton Daniel said it right. And maybe that's why he put you on speakerphone to expose you. And I believe he's speaking to you. He's saying to you, man, get some wisdom. Shelton know what wisdom is. He know the word. And that is, my friend, there are times you just got to let people be. Allow people to express themselves, because the more you bully people, the more you come at people, the more they will dig. The more things are revealed. the more things people will say. People will remember the rumors and the things that they've heard in the past. And I've always learned this lesson, you know. When you see, and I always tell you, a clean hands and a pure heart is good enough. And no matter how messed up your heart have been in the past or your hands, there is always strength for today and a bright hope for tomorrow. God is a forgiving God. But you keep just going down that path of bullying and nastiness. When you, as a brother, as you get older, you need to reconcile. You need to pull things together. Because you, sir, got to answer in the judgment. You might bully people and get away from it here, but every word and every deed is recorded if you believe that. So the longest rope do have an end. Someone say it has many ends. I think it's Rick Wayne. But of course, you must get to the end of one line. So for God's sake, allow people to be. And I want to talk to you SLP people, man. Leave people alone. Let people express themselves. UWP, the same. Allow people to express themselves. Leave them alone. Don't bully people. Don't harass people. Don't call people names. Don't say things about people that you don't know about. For years, you guys have been saying Guy Joseph is a crook and he's a thief. Up to this day, we have had Kenny Anthony, we have had this one and that one come into power. Not one person. Not one. And then when Richard and Mr. King changed party, which is their right to do, but there's a way of doing things too, you know. When they changed party, you know what they said? Guy Joseph had given me a bribe of $1 million and King is the witness, and everybody seems to be bringing out the dirt when they are hurt, when things happen to them. But nobody is willing in times of calm and peace to come forward and say, look, here is something that I believe was illegal. Here is something I believe that is a crime against the state. Here is a problem that I suspect that you as the law might want to look at. Even though the guy is my friend or he's in the same party with me, I would suspect that you would want to look at these transactions. But everybody's hiding, and when they switch party, then they start shouting, criminal, criminal, bubble, thief, he gave me $1 million, he's a crook. Imagine Guy try to bribe two of you or one of you or whoever. Brethren, honestly, I believe you St. Lucians are being played by these politicians, and it is time for you to open your eyes. And if you're lacking wisdom, ask God to give you a little portion, so that you can understand that this is a nasty game. And you can lose your soul very easily. Many have lost their soul. Many are miserable and are out of control because there is no rest for the wicked. Brethren, when you have wickedness in your heart, there is no rest for the wicked. And I could almost tell you that some of them fellas that we're talking about, they are sick. A lot of people are sick. Our family's sick. Everybody's sick. But some of us bring some of these sicknesses in ourselves with our mindset, our attitude, our evilness. Eats at us and dries up our bones. And we try to peddle that nastiness into our society as part of our culture, and we embrace it as St. Lucians. We express ourselves. When I hear people tell me we are St. Lucians and we express ourselves that way, no, there is no excuse for nastiness. Nastiness and declassiness is not expressing yourself. And should be embraced as your culture. That's how we do it. We are special. How special are you from anybody else? Brethren, they are universal. There's a set of universal etiquette, I call them. Decency, class, professionalism. It's universal. You don't have to be born in St. Lucia. You just got to be born a human being anywhere in the world. And there are some basic things as politicians that are required. That is decency. And we would add honesty. Yes, it is far from many, but honesty. You see, racism, we know that's a no-no. So when we try to invoke racism and talk about Chasney and the white slaves and they beat us on our backs and look, Chasney want to beat us in the streets. How stupid can we be? All of you, your emotions about beating the streets. And by the way, we need to bring back capital punishment, you know. Instead of just picking up them fellas, send them to body lay, flog them in the street. Some of them just need to be flogged and sent back home. Flogged in public, sent back home. Flooding the jails with innocent people who should be out feeding their children. You have them locked up. Their case can call for 20 years. Are you talking about developing state? Your hospitals are a mess. Developing state, Band-Aid, and toilet paper. You can't even get water leaking and all kind of nonsense. Water shortage. You're talking about developing nation? Brethren, we have to reflect as a nation and realize that the whole corner, pardon. Don't let nobody tell you that you're in a good place, you're in a better place. Brethren, you're in a bad place. This is not where you want to be as a nation. To be known as racist, a small black country, known as racist, a small black country, known for all this bitterness and anger. People see you in public, online. Every time you're in the house, they can look at your face and see that if you're not too careful, you drop down. Some of you, the blood, you can see the blood settle across your eyes because you're so angry at Mr. Chasney. And our children watch on, the young people watch on, at a whole bunch of angry old men and old women. And St. Lucians sit back and they ask themselves, how did we get here and what is going on? While you have some celebrate the nastiness and the declassiness, they enjoy. While they enjoy, the cost of living goes up. While they enjoy, people are undernourished. While they enjoy the nastiness, the declassiness, families are crying. Families are burying their young children. Families are getting sick and cannot get access to proper health care. While they're celebrating nastiness, and every Thursday they look forward to can I make with you? Because that's all you get. You can scarcely get this man sitting down for an entire night and just dealing with policies and issues, how we're going to develop people, how we're going to help with the food prices, how we're going to think with the housing and the roads. You never really get that from him, you know. That man opening prayer is Chasney. His closing prayer is Chasney. That man, all you hear from this man is Chasney, 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 and he Chasney, 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 Chasney. That's all you hear.
Mon passe après Magie Betisa. Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
The sky is falling.
It's a host of the clungness you're hearing in the society. A host of the clungness. You get bombarded from one side to the other. It's clungship. It's Clong City. Shasne. MSNBC have technical issues. Shasne, do it. Shasne. Shelton put the thing by mistake on, and everybody here, what's going on? Shasne, it's Shasne, do it. Shasne. Reverend, you can imagine the nightmare them fellas get waking up shouting Shasne. Fellas like that, they talk so much, they talk in their sleep. You got to talk in your sleep. Reverend, I can imagine Zoka sote le oswe. Shasne. And I suspect when you would have come to the end of your journey, your last words would be, call Shasne for me. And you know what you're going to say to Mr. Shasne? Shas, I'm sorry. Or the last problem you will have, and your sickness would have been caused by your hatred, your bitterness, your anger towards Shasne. Imagine one man gets you sick. Imagine one man gets you to act out of character. Imagine one man gets you to be so racist. One man gets you to curse off this bell num komwe. A bell num komwe, gasa. Ma même mette barele lips mon gasa a bel tinom biye du bout. A ti bout de moni. Hein? A ti bout de moni mais a bel nom comme gasa. A nom consciously all right. My conscience is nice. My hands are clean. And I thank God I want him to help me to keep it clean. But you, sir, are a bad example to our nation's children. And you are exactly what we do not want our children to be. You are exactly what we discourage in our schools. You are exactly what we discourage in the bouillon of St. Lucia. And we ask our children to be their best. You are exactly, sir, what we do not want. You ask me and I answer again. If that is what we want for St. Lucia Shasne, my answer is yes. 150 times over you and what you are doing. And I pray, God, that you find it in your heart to change. I pray and I hope that you will come to the reality of understanding that what you're doing is living carelessly. And I hope, by the grace of God, that you can be saved by the grace of God. You, sir, you are not at your best. You, sir, you can do better. You can be better. You can work for the people of your communities. Look, now you have Marvin Charles coming to do a by-elections on you. Look, Marvin, I hear Marvin say he coming and he winning, he going to win you. That's your problem. When Marvin unseats you, and by the way, nothing is impossible, you know. You know God can humble you like that. You know that, right? He uses the simple things of this world to confound the wise. And while you're laughing, and everybody, God can be setting up something. Because he that lift himself up shall be abased. Arrogance and pride goes before a massive fall. Yeah. So your problem is not me, so your problem is Marvin. He's going to run against you. Yeah? You hear what Shelton say? Stop your nonsense. Basically, that's what he's saying. Leave people alone. Leave people alone. Now, MBC, you guys are in problems. I heard that there's a lot of issues over there. I will call you all out at some point. You know, I know all of them. You know, I get all the information there. I know that you see, and again, brethren, I'm closing, but you see righteousness, right doing. You see victimization, lying on people, insulting people, especially decent people, besmirching their character. Let me tell you something. It do not go unnoticed. And I predict that Shastney will be the downfall of many of you with your mouth. You are heaping blight, decay, and curses on yourself and on your generation. I can understand that you deal with Shastney based on policies and stuff. You just say, I disagree with Shastney policy, man. Our policy is best. And you deal with it from there. But you're going on white and on this and on all kind of foolishness. And I would ask politicians to each of you open your closets, you know. But be careful in opening the closet, because there's a whole lot of scary things in some of those closets. A whole set of scary things. I got to check mine too. So, Mr. Frederick, in my closing remarks to you, don't attack me. I'm not your problem. And I've never attacked you. I've never said anything about you. Like I said, I give people the benefit of the doubt. I listen to a lot of things people say about you, and I still look at you and I said to them, you know, people might be just talking, people might be just angry because he left the UWP, blah, 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 blah. But then when you look and you listen, you realize that Flabo should be happy that that you left. You wasn't like that in the Flabo, you know, you were different, you were more decent. You know that, right? You know when you're in Flabo, you were totally different. You wasn't so out unhinged, out of control. You wasn't so. And that is what the Labour Party does to you, my friends. But all I can tell you is whole cough Labour Party pabo. Because the government is doing one or two things that I support. That's the truth. And Frederick's message is drowned in them. Frederick's nastiness is drowned out the Labour Party. And I hope the Labour Party appreciate what I'm saying to them. They're being drowned out by Richard Frederick's nastiness. And I hope that they can recover from it for the democracy of St. Lucia. And I hope that this never happen again. And that we choose our leaders wisely, not out of emotion. But let us sit down, friends, and look at how they deport them, how they carry themselves in the society. If you elect good leaders, you will have good policies. You will have a nice, decent running country. But you just can't elect a moon because of excitement and because of magie, ashime your fair. Look in his own community. There's a road, bushes on all sides. Not even a mosquito can pass through the bush. Well, anyway, by tomorrow he will have a camera showing a clean road. So you know how it operates. But folks, let's get our entertainment before we go. We ain't taking no more calls. Y'all go to bed. Y'all up too late. Y'all like too much drama.
Big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell, A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. It's a big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. It's a big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. It's a big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people.
Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story.
Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
Attack elderly people and tell, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked.
Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
So why is
People,
Usher telling that? Wait a minute. Springer, why are you saying that? Why you say what you saying there? Huh?
Mon passe après Magie Betisa. Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
Père, ou qui fait boucle ça ou ça?
Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people and tell, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people.
Mon passe après Magie Betisa. Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
Take it, brother. You don't have to take it.
Mon passe après Magie
Over the
Betisa.
past 5 years, every single decision we have taken has been to fertilize prosperity for today and to sow the seeds of progress for our nation 10 years from now. Every budget we delivered, every investment we attracted, every infrastructural project we approved, and those we re-engineered are meant for our children, our future, our St. Lucia. The United Workers' Party. Let's keep working.
All right, folks, we're going to go now, so enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for being here.
Fella. The sky is falling. I heard this short fella. The sky is falling. I heard this.
Mon passe après Magie Betisa.
Good night, folks. Have a beautiful night. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Keep
Mon
your
passe après
notification
Magie
bell
Betisa.
on. We will be gathering. We will be discussing the. Let me tell you what it is. The SA agreement. SA agreement. That's all I can tell you. The SA agreement, and we're asking the government of St. Lucia, did you sign on to this SA agreement? If yes, why did you not update the people of St. Lucia? I have something on my desk here. I'm waiting for you guys to answer on the SA agreement. Thank you.
Mon passe après Magie Betisa. Mon passe après Magie Betisa.